G'day, it's Robbie again. Well, regular viewers to my channel would have seen my old CQ9325 10 by 18 Chinese lathe that I've had for 15, 20 years. Fantastic mould machine, built like a tank, and it's done a huge amount of work. It's getting a bit battle scarred, but yeah, I look after it and it does a great job. And like all people that buy lathes, pretty much everybody, I think, everybody likes to play around and make up gadgets for their machines, because you don't get everything with them, you know. You just get the basic lathe. So over the years I've made, you know, a number of things: fixed steady, large centered, live center for pipe, stuff like that, you know, stuff that you can use, but you don't use it that often, a lot of that stuff, but you know, it's good to have. And the live centre, the big diameter live centre, I use that quite a bit on tubing and pipe. That's a good thing to make, and there's a number of videos out there on how to make them. Anyhow, one thing I've never had on this, or any of my lathes, is a lathe spider. Now, what's a lathe spider? Well, a lathe spider is the thing that goes on the other end of the spindle, and what it lets you do is, if you grip, say, long stuff through the headstock and it sticks out the end, it's gripped here, but if it's small diameter and you're doing high revolution, which you will be with small diameter, it can whip around, you know. So what it is just a support that goes in the other end of the spindle and helps control the whipping action, because most of the time you're not going to be enormously long, but it can be enough that it could whip. So I knocked one up yesterday. I had a bit of spare time, and once again, it's something you rarely use. Well, the average guy would rarely use it. A gunsmith or something like that would use it all the time. But I'd say probably in 20 years I probably needed one, or could have used one twice, but I got by without them. So I'll show you what I made up. Well, here's my effort. They're not very high tech. It's just a tube that slides inside of the spindle. So I've got a 1-inch spindle bore. So you make it strong enough, but no bigger than it needs to be as far as wall thickness. And it just slides in, and nothing holds it there. It just sits in there. It's a nice snug fit. And then, of course, the job is coming through from the chuck out this end. So you pinch your bolts onto the job, and it centers the job, and also it keeps it in the spindle, you know, because it's all locked up. So you don't need to screw it to the drive pulley or the end of the spindle, really. And I see some of them, they don't use lock nuts. Well, I think it's a bad move. You definitely want to have lock nuts so that you can pinch it up. You know, otherwise, if it's spinning around, it could come loose, and I wouldn't rely on just the thread, you know, or just pinched up to do it. Plus, it means you've got to pinch it up really hard. So, anyway, there she is. I even put a bit of knurling on it just to pretty it up a bit, make it easier to grip. And they're just 8mm Allen headed bolts. The ends of these bolts are slightly cupped, and I was going to put a daub of bronze on each of them, manganese bronze, so it won't mark the job, but I've done that on other bolts and it works well. But these are a bit small and fiddly, and I think I'll just flatten the ends off on the linen sheet, get them nice and uniform, and then I'll just use a bit of packing when I use them in the spider. I allowed for packing when I actually machined this. You can see how I've gone out bigger diameter than the actual centre bore, so that gives you room to put in some brass shim or some old sander belt. That'll be good for packing. It'll stop it marking, whatever you want. So yeah, In this case, it doesn't really need to have bronze ends, and I think it would be a bit fiddly trying to drill down and then put them on and then machine it back, so I won't bother. It'll do the job, and I'll be working with just new stock anyway, so if it gets a few scratches on it, it's not going to matter. But overall, this should work quite well. I'll put it together. So we'll have to use this with the door open. Otherwise, once you get the long stuff through, you won't be able to get the door shut. And it just slides in. You can see it's a nice snug fit. And it's nip up your bolts, and she's good to go. And here's how you would use it. You just get it regular with a test indicator, so it's not flapping around. And it's just like adjusting up a 4-jaw chuck, really. And then you got the lock nuts on this one, which is good. So there you go. There's a simple project anybody can make. It's beginner level, and whether you want to knurl it or not, it's up to you. It's a good, good opportunity to try it knurling, I suppose. And just keep your tolerances up, get a nice fit. The only thing to watch out for with this is when you drill the holes for the 4 bolts, make sure to drill in one side and out the other. In other words, do 2 holes in the one pass. That way you're sure that the bolts will line up in the middle. Otherwise, if you drill them individually, you only got to be out on your angle or your position, and the whole thing's stuffed up. That's vitally important. Apart from that, it's plain sailing. Okay, well, that's it from me. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Cheers.